tes ailes dans l'arbre grisant dans le vent au vent, je m'en vais la conscience et découvrir les frontons. Comme seul océan.
Thursday, December 23, 2021. Dear Excellencies, we sincerely wanted to express our gratitude to you, Mr. Obasanjo, and the United Nations Security Council for assigning you for taking this responsibility to bring peace to Ethiopia. We thank you, the United Nations Security Council, for your effort to bring peace, security, and rule of law in Ethiopia. We are also grateful to the United States government for taking position to stand with the Ethiopian people and target fully sanctioning criminals who are enabling the killing of Ethiopians and destruction of our way of life in Ethiopia, and many more crimes. This is to bring to your attention, Mr. Obasanjo, and to the United Nations Security Council, and the United States government, that Ethiopian people are looking forward to see an effort to bring a solution that will empower the Ethiopian people over the current powers, EPLF, TPLF/TDF, and OLF/OLA/ODP/ADP, fueling the war and killing of innocent civilians all over the country, and make all players to be under the international law, and protect human life as a number one priority, and making it a requirement to enter into any negotiation. The three main players, EPLF, TPLF/TDF, and OLF/OLA/ODP/ADP, have similar strategic goal of creating their own states by destroying Ethiopia. On the other hand, the silent and dormant majority of Ethiopian are deliberately alienated from the dialogue, which makes all efforts null and void and brings us back to a new fight to break. The people of Amhara, the people of Afar, the people of southern Ethiopia, the people of Sidama, the people of Somali, majority of the people of Tigray, majority of the people of Oromia, the people of Dire Dawa City, the people of Harare City, the people of Addis Ababa City, the people of Nazareth, Adama City, and citizens who are born from more than one ethnic group, etc. All these groups of people have deliberately ignored, their voices are currently silenced, as most of the media and the authority is owned by the ethnocentric people who have anti-Ethiopia policies and strategies. In 1991, American envoy Mr. Herman Cohen, Assistant Secretary for African Affairs, handed over Ethiopia to EPLF and TPLF without a constitution that limit their power over Ethiopians. Therefore, the United States have made the greatest mistake with its relation to Ethiopia and Africa at large. Therefore, the Ethiopian Survival and Salvation Association would strongly remind the U.S. government, the Security Council, and Mr. Obasanjo not to repeat a similar mistake that was done in 1991 by the U.S. envoy Mr. Herman Cohen. What was the greatest mistake that Mr. Herman Cohen had done in 1991? 1. Mr. Herman Cohen made a dialogue with three separatist groups, EPLF, TPLF and OLF, and betrayed the majority of Ethiopian people who were expecting a deal for peace, security, unity, and integrity of Ethiopia. 2. Mr. Herman Cohen facilitated the state formation of Eritrea, and failed to protect legal rights of Ethiopia without proper demarcation of disputed borders between Ethiopia and the new Eritrea based on applicable international law and UN resolutions like Resolution 390V of the United Nations. 3. Mr. Herman Cohen never stops the rebels group, especially TPLF, from implementing ethnic federalism based on language in this world's 21st century inhuman kind of constitution. Placed borders, a source of conflict and genocide, within a sovereign country that is the AU and UN founding member state, Ethiopia. Outcomes of the 1991 U.S. involvement on Ethiopia via its envoy Mr. Herman Cohen. 1. Created an ethnic federalism in Ethiopia and created about 6 million lives lost in 30 years and worsened very fast into catastrophic implications. 2. Allowed the majority of Ethiopians to be deprived of economic, political, and human rights. 3. Fraudulently crafted ethnic-based constitution that deliberately alienated the majority of Ethiopians and created a system. Created 9 fraudulently empowered pseudo-sovereign countries by destroying a sovereign and UN and AU founding member state Ethiopia, setting borders, a source of conflict and genocide, within a sovereign state. What is Mr. Obasanjo having to accomplish in his noble mission in Ethiopia? 1. Mr. Obasanjo need to forge a dialogue that includes all parties involved with the war and killing of innocent citizens, EPLF, TPLF/TDF, OLF/OLA/ODP/OPP/ADP/AP, Amhara Popular Force, Afar Special Force. Give a strong message to all, especially to TPLF and OLF, or Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, to stop the war between all sides unconditionally. 2. Mr. Obasanjo must understand that both TPLF and Prosperity Parties, or PM, Abiy Ahmed coming from the same one-party system called EPRDF, and still share same philosophy and policies. Both upholds the same ethnic-centered TPLF/EPRDF constitution and running horrible inhuman ethnic pseudo-federalism in Ethiopia, which denies basic rights, economic, political, and human rights, of the majority of Ethiopians who came from more than one ethnic group. Hence Mr. Obasanjo should demand from all parties to become accountable for the people they are claiming they represent and forward all their ideas and policies towards their people, and it is only the people who must negotiate the new constitution, not the government, the political parties or political elites directly. 3. Mr. Obasanjo must use the AU and UN resources to enforce and demand a precondition for lasting peace. The negotiation should be to empower the people over the government, the political parties, or all political elites. Mr. Obasanjo shall demand a timetable and set date for referendum for a new constitution. 4. After the national referendum for a new constitution commencement in Ethiopia, immediately independent institutions must take place. These are to be restructured and established, and the manpower shall be filled by volunteers and nominated and finally approved by citizens' vote. A. Justice system, constitutional court judges and federal court judges. B. National defense forces. C. Intelligence community. D. Local and federal police forces from and for all provinces. E. The media. F. Human Rights Commission. G. Audit Commission. H. Civil Service Commission. I. Election Commission. Dear Excellencies, we members of ESSA and the Ethiopian people demand from Mr. Obasanjo the following 4 focused outcomes. 1. Mr. Obasanjo shall negotiate for action plans for implementation of the new winning constitution all over Ethiopia. Use AU and UN resources and funds for democratization and for the necessary trainings needed for ensuring implementation. 2. Mr. Obasanjo shall call for active participation of citizens, volunteers and advisors from all over the world. 3. In addition to the 3 main players, EPLF, TPLF/TDF, and OLF/OLA/ODP/ADP, the people of Amhara, the people of Afar, the people of southern Ethiopia, the people of Sidama, the people of Somali, majority of the people of Tigray, majority of the people of Oromia, the people of Dire Dawa City, the people of Harar City, the people of Addis Ababa City, the people of Nazareth, Adama City, and citizens who are born from more than one ethnic group, etc. All these groups of people shall now be fully represented and invited to be an active part of the democratization process. 4. Please do not undermine our proposal, because we know our disease, and how can we be healing? Therefore we, the Ethiopians, ask Mr. Obasanjo, United Nations Security Council, and the U.S. government to help us in the name of Almighty God. This is the only permanent and easiest solution to empower the Ethiopian people and achieve your noble effort to secure peace in Ethiopia and the Horn successfully and efficiently for the Ethiopian people and others living in the Horn live together in harmony and integrating their countries for development and nurturing human endeavor. Failure to drive all-inclusive dialogue will bring a catastrophic civil war that will destabilize the region and will bring death to millions. Ethiopia will prevail despite all efforts to destroy Ethiopia, since it is a promised land of our Almighty God. We trust in God. It is also almost impossible to secede Tigray and Oromia from Ethiopia for the following reasons. 1. It will create a catastrophic war in Ethiopia. 2. We have the same common historical tradition. 3. We have the same racial or ethnic identity. 4. We have the same cultural homogeneity. 5. We have the same national, linguistic unity. 6. We have the same religious or ideological beliefs. 7. We have the same geographic undivided universal land as one nation. 8. We have the same common economic conditions. 9. We have the same typical phenotype and genotype. Ethiopia stood for peace, justice, and equality in the world affair. Now Ethiopia needs the support of the UN, AU, and especially the US, as there will never come to exist a solid and reliable partner in the Horn of Africa other than Ethiopia, which shares a lot of values with the United States of America. Like Japan, Israel, South Korea need US support and vice versa. Ethiopia is even the longest ally that needs US support and vice versa. Therefore, we, the Ethiopian Survival and Salvation Association, and our coalition request your immediate attention. Help us by doing the right thing in the name of Almighty God, again and again. Yours respectfully, Ethiopian Survival and Salvation Association, ESSA, Committee. Mekonnen Doyamo, Chairperson of ESSA. Tefera Demis, Vice Chairperson of ESSA. Dr. Debra Negash, Medical Advisor and Community Organizer. Dr. Aragaheg Nagatu, Chairman of Moorish Amhara Association. Dr. Abi Asefa, Chairperson of Mogd Amhara Association. Engineer Mesfin Yilma, Community Organizer. Aster Jesses, Community Organizer. Baruch Ibas, Media Director. Contact 61270228899. Email doyamo1@gmail.com.
Calé sous l'océan, pose l'oiseau si léger, sous la piétonie l'émerger, et fermée de l'hiver. Enfant, ton souffle s'éloigne, loin dans les montagnes. Fire au vent, ton noir déploie tes ailes dans l'arbre grisonnant le vent. Au vent, chemin vers la conscience et découvre.